Hello, everyone. It is Self-Care Sunday. I tell ya. Self-Care Edition. How are you this evening? What are you and especially you grateful for? That is what I want to know tonight. Tell me about it. Let me get my big screen going here. I got the big screen up. If the Facebook gods cooperate with me. There we go. I think it's working. It is great to have you here. Hey, Kitty, how are you? Great to have you here today. Carrie, in Florida. Good to have you all here tonight. I'm coming to Florida soon. I am on the road a lot the next 6 weeks. 7 weeks. I don't know. Keeps on racking up. And Adele and Dazzle are here. That means that Dazzle and the Pets of Resale. It is treat time. Treat time, I tell you. I don't know how I keep on missing Dazzle lately. I feel like the Facebook gods are not cooperating and telling me when Adele is on. I don't know. Maybe Adele's trying to put Dazzle on a diet. Or Facebook is. It is great to have you all here. Oh, that's gorgeous, Carrie. That sounds lovely, sitting at the marina watching the dolphins. That is a very relaxing evening. We are broadcasting tonight on both Facebook and YouTube. You have any problems at all with Facebook, hop right on over to YouTube. I am there. The other camera's right there. There's one there. Same Neil, same audio, same everything. Although I think the other camera adds wider, but hey. Yes. You mean COVID's still out there, Kitty? Who knew? Who knew that COVID was still out there? You know, this is part of our world, and it's going to be for a long time. A survey this past week said, I forget what the percentage was, that you'd still be dealing with COVID in our lifetime. And, it is out there. There's an outbreak of polio, I think, in New York. You know, diseases are out there. You know, you're not going to get away from it. You have to be as safe as you feel comfortable, but we still got to live. You still got to keep moving forward. Hey, Kath, how are you? Good to have you here live tonight. It is real, you know. In general, as long as you're vaccinated, it's still good. We're not as bad, but you know, it is a real thing. COVID is real. Yeah, I mean, the CDC guidelines, I mean, the biggest thing is the person out for 5 days, the employees and anybody that is exposed, no symptoms and everything, they can still report to work. Because that's the other thing, is you'll have people want you to pay them saying, oh, I can't come to work, I have to quarantine. Well, yeah, that was the rules 2 years ago. The rules now are no symptoms or anything. You don't have to do that. But, you know, in general, people are, the hard part, Kitty, is that people are done with COVID. The American people are done with COVID, but COVID is not done with the American people. And that is the hard thing. It's a very tough thing. It really is very tough. I've had a lot of people that have had it recently, or had employees that have had it. Yeah, but most people won't. You know, it's pretty funny. I mean, there's so much that's still not known about COVID. There is so much that is still not known. And why it picks some people that were right with her, we're this close, will not, for long periods of time, will not get COVID, and other people who barely had contact with her will. and so there's no rhyme or reason to it at this point. All as you can do is stay as smart and as healthy as you can be. My guess is come this fall, September, October, there will be a new campaign to push on people getting vaccinated again as we head into fall is the information I'm getting, although I'm headed to meet with our folks in DC this week. Actually, I'm meeting with your people. I'm having dinner with your people on Wednesday night, Kitty. Your Illinois. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm scheduled to have dinner Wednesday night with Dick Durbin, among others. So Illinois in the house there. It's a constantly moving and evolving. Everybody's going to get it at some point. I can't lose sleep over it, but I want to stay as safe as possible. Yes, the good senator from Illinois. Lucky him to have dinner with me. I never count appointments with politicians until they actually happen. I get told I'm having meeting with this person, or having lunch with that, or doing this, and I never count it until it actually happens. So we will see. But that is what I am scheduled to have happen Wednesday night this week when I'm in DC. But we gotta keep moving forward. Today we had the enjoyment. Cassandra and I went out and to the movies this afternoon. Stayed air conditioned, which because we're in that East Coast heat wave, and we stayed air conditioned today, and went and saw When the Crawdads Fly. So yeah. So I'm looking forward to my DC trip, but it's a constant evolution on healthcare, how we do this, how we get more people vaccinated, because most of the federal funding is out for it. So that's part of the problem with it, with vaccinations, is actually they're relying on private insurance to fund vaccinations now instead of the federal government. So that'll be part of the conversation. I'm on this committee for this healthcare committee that the House has put together. So I'm on that. We'll see what transpires. I mean, I never expect anything out of these meetings, but I certainly understand what you're dealing with there, in trying to keep both yourself safe, your team safe, your customers safe. It is a constant challenge, and it's going to be. Know that it is going to be. It is getting better, but it is going to be. A couple of COVID points that are out is, Dr. I'm going to screw him up. Dr. Jha, the Brown University guy who's on Good Morning America a lot, and he's now Biden's COVID something or other, whatever his title is. His new rule of thumb is if you haven't gotten a shot in 2022, to get one. If you haven't gotten a shot in 2022 to get one, I know a lot of people are waiting for the fall on it, that have already previously gotten boosted because of the new formulations and stuff. But that was one thing that was out. The other interesting COVID study that came out recently is that they say to take the pill, if you get it, to take the pill, because that lessens the severity of everything. Okay, if you take the Paxlovid or whatever they call it. But one of the interesting complications of that is they've had a high bounce back rate with that. So, and what they mean by that is that you've had a subsequent case in the near term of COVID if you've taken that. So there's no right answer. The best answer is get vaccinated and to get boosted as you are able, to limit the severity. Wear masks when appropriate and as you feel comfortable. But know what's out there. But let's try to stay positive. I got some other self-care messages for you tonight. Let's stay positive with the Stay Positive book. That is where we roll every night. Tonight, we're on page 106. 3 reminders today. 3. You don't have to be perfect to start. Just start. Oh, I like that. Don't be afraid to fail. That's true. And most importantly, number 3, the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Yes, it is. All right, I got a few good things. We're going to stay on a self-care theme overall tonight, but I got a couple good things for you. I got 2 big self-care things, but I also have, since so many of you are here tonight, and I know it's Adele's favorite thing for me to cover, Sunday night trivia. Sunday night trivia. Do you have your thinking cap on? Do you have your thinking cap on? 3 of the following stories. 3 of these following stories are real, and 1 is definitely fake. Can you spot the fake story? Story number 1, ice cream company Salt and Straw and fragrance brand Imaginary authors collaborated on a line of edible fragrances that can either be worn as a perfume or sprayed on ice cream. God, that sounds gross. J.W. Anderson introduced an $895 clutch that is nearly identical in color and dimensions to a pigeon. A bike shop in Portland, Oregon had let anyone use its electric air machine to inflate their tires free for its entire 30 years in business, but recently began charging $1 and blamed, what else? Inflation. Because of the, story number 4, because of the shortage of sunflower oil across Europe brought on by Russia's war on Ukraine, a Munich brewpub is encouraging customers to exchange a liter of sunflower for a liter of beer instead of paying cash. Which of those is the fake story? Is it ice cream company Salt and Straw and fragrance company brand Imaginary authors collabing on a line of edible fragrances that can either be worn as a perfume or sprayed on as an ice cream? Did J.W. Anderson introduce an $895 clutch that is nearly identical in color and dimension to a pigeon? Did a bike shop in Portland, Oregon that had let anyone use its air machine to inflate their tires for free over its 30 years in business, but recently began charging $1 because of inflation? Or story number 4, because of the shortage of sunflower oil across Europe brought on by Russia's war on Ukraine, a Munich brewpub is encouraging customers to exchange a liter of sunflower oil for a liter of beer instead of paying cash. Give that some thought. Okay. What do I got here? Well, since we brought, since we're talking COVID, I'll start with this one. COVID-19 brought burnout to the forefront, but here's why it's a long-term issue. Because burnout and imposter syndrome are very well studied in separate phenomenon. Burnout and there's a link between burnout and imposter syndrome. And burnout and imposter syndrome, I want to find the quote. It is due to all the technology we have. And part of all the technology is all the notifications. One of the things that I commonly find when I go into a store these days, when I go into work one-on-one with a store, is that their method of communication with the team is text. And, this uses all technology. The study cites all technology as a problem. Okay, all of technology is a problem with this. Okay. And because of the stress of notifications, whether that's a new email, a new text, a new thing on their Slack channel, or whatever communication the email is doing. So employees, especially, this is propped up at work at home, feel the need to be at their computer to respond to an email or a text alert or anything that would pop up on their computer so that their boss knows they're working. Their boss knows they're working. And that is becoming a big deal, okay, is the way that companies are checking in on people and measuring output for remote workers, okay? The biggest takeaway from that study is that it's at the top. Email for the sake of email phenomenon at many workplaces is at the top. If a manager is unclear with employees about what's expected over the course of the day, week, or month, the pressure on those employees to constantly show they are doing something, even if that something is actually meaningless, is greater. Think about that. If, an employee's goal to show that they're doing something, they're typing at their keyboard, they responded, they said yes to an email, they acknowledged something, is blamed on the management because they are unclear with employees about what is expected to them over a course of day, week. Unless a worker's main job is to truly simply be available during set hours, you don't need to check in on employees by emailing or chatting them periodically to see if they respond. If they deliver what's expected on time and their efforts are acknowledged, they won't feel the pressure to waste 67 minutes a day proving that they're paying attention. The study said 67 minutes a day are wasted on proving that they're paying attention, and being the first to respond. They're the quickest to respond. Oh, Susie is always first there to respond. Is the biggest joke. Hey, Kelly joined us. Hey, Kelly, great to have you here. Great to have you here tonight. So busy work, don't micromanage, which is a common entrepreneur problem. It's a very common entrepreneur problem. And it's tough to dive into everything that affects that here in a Facebook video, but there are so many things, and that's why I say texting is in resale stores that I work with, it's one of the biggest problems is you need another way to communicate other than text, because people freak out every time their text goes off. Micromanaging is absolutely surging. So know that. We've got guesses. Kitty guessed the pigeon clutch is fake. J.W. Anderson introduced a $895 clutch that is nearly identical in color and dimensions to a pigeon. No, Kitty, that is true. That is true. The true stories this week are really freaky. But Kelly, you're the winner this week. That is the fake story. The bike shop is not charging $1 for air now. They are not, which sounds terrible that there is now a fragrance that you can spray on your ice cream or wear as a perfume. I don't want perfumed ice cream, my brother-in-law sells fancy perfume, and I don't want that on my ice cream. I like a good ice cream. But I do like the bring the sunflower oil and get a beer. Sign me up for that one. I'm good with that. I am good with that. Our friend Simon Sinek tonight. What good is an idea if it remains an idea? Try it. Experiment. Iterate. Fail. Try again. Change the world. Better marketing for not charging for air in the tire. You got it, Kelly. You got it. But there's so many places that charge for air these days. There's so many places that charge for air. Air is kind of crazy with the amount of places that it's hard if you needed to. All the cars these days, all the new fancy cars have that in it where they, you have that light on it where it tells you that you need air. And if you just need to top it off, it's really kind of scary to try to find free air these days. Costco and BJ's are two that I know where you can get it. But it is tougher to find air to put in a tire these days for free. I like this for Self-Care Sunday. So I'm going to share this story I put this aside the other day for Self-Care Sunday, and I thought I would share it with you. So this is semi deep. This is so put on your thinking cap, sit back for this story. A young lady confidently walked around the room while leading and explaining stress management, okay, to an audience with a raised glass of water. Raised glass of water. Everyone knows she was going to ask the ultimate question: half empty or half full? Half thirsty. Actually, that's probably better. There's my drink glass is half empty. So half empty or half full, folks? Is my glass half empty or half full? So that would be the normal question: half empty or half full. But I have a different question. How heavy is this glass of water? How heavy is this glass of water? Any answers to that? Anybody want to answer me that? How heavy is this glass of water? Or actually, this glass contains a gin and tonic. But how heavy is this glass of gin and tonic? Anybody want to take a gander at that? How heavy is that? Any guesses? Weight? How heavy? Oh, Kitty, you're stealing my thunder. The absolute weight doesn't matter. It depends on how long I hold it. If I hold it for a minute, it's not a problem. If I hold it for an hour, I'll have an ache in my arm. If I hold it for a day, you'll have to call an ambulance. In each case, it's the same weight, but the longer I hold it, the heavier it becomes. And that's the way it is with stress. If we carry our burdens all the time, sooner or later, as the burden becomes increasingly heavy, we won't be able to carry on. As with the glass of water, you have to put it down for a while and rest before holding it again. When we're refreshed, we carry on with the burden, holding stress longer and better each time practice. So as early in the evening as you can, put all your burdens down. Put them down. I put my glass down. Put your glass down. Don't carry them through the evening and into the night. It'll still be here to pick up tomorrow. Oops, I'm losing my coaster, but it'll be here to pick up tomorrow. Accept the fact that some days you're the pigeon and some days you're the statue. Always keep your words soft and sweet, just in case you have to eat them. Always read stuff that'll make you look good if you die in the middle of it. Drive carefully. It's not only cars that can be recalled by their maker. If you can't be kind, at least have the decency to be vague. If you lend someone $20 and never see that person again, it was probably worth it. It may be that your sole purpose in life is simply to serve as a warning to others. Never buy a car you can't push. Never put both feet in your mouth at the same time, because then you won't have a leg to stand on. Nobody cares if you can't dance well. Just get up and dance. Since it's the early worm that gets eaten by the worm, sleep late. I did that yesterday. The second mouse gets the cheese. When everything's coming your way, you're in the wrong lane. Birthdays are good for you. The more you have, the longer you live. Some mistakes are too much fun to make only once. We can learn a lot from crayons. Some are sharp, some are pretty, and some are dull. Some have weird names and all are different colors, but they all have to live in the same box. A truly happy person is one who can enjoy the scenery on a detour, have an awesome day, and know that someone has thought about you today. And most importantly, save the Earth. It's the only planet with chocolate. Today, someone asked me if I liked you. I laughed and I said, "Ha, that's funny. I absolutely love them. They're funny, caring, crazy as heck, sweet, beautiful, and reading this email right now. Send this to 10 people you love." Be the kind of person that when your feet hit the floor each morning, the devil says, "Oh crap, they're up." Ladies and gentlemen, that is your self-care Sunday inspiration. That is words to live by. Okay? Don't hold all your burdens. Keep moving forward. You've got this. You know what else you've got? This video and everything I talk about. Everything goes over to nerds.org/resale strong by noon the next day. Noon, I tell you, all the files, all the links, including a direct link to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store where you can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yes, ring the bell so you know when another one drops. You can also share it with everybody you know in business, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, so we can help everyone continue to grow and prosper. I'm here every Sunday and Wednesday at more 8 than ish. I will not be here this coming Wednesday because I will be having dinner with a senator from Illinois, in theory. Scheduled to have a dinner with a senator from Illinois. And if that happens, I will not be here on Wednesday night. But I'll be back next Sunday at more 8 than ish. If you have a question in between, just email me, Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com, Neil@ECIstores.com. We start this program every night with the Stay Positive book. The Stay Positive book is how we start. Tonight, we're on page 106. 3 reminders today. You don't have to be perfect to start. Just start. Don't be afraid to fail. And the best is yet to come. Be aware of your thoughts. Observe your thoughts, keeping in mind that complaint, self-doubt, fear, and negativity lead to unhappiness, failure, and unfulfilled goals over time. When you notice these thoughts, replace the negative with the positive. Boom! There you go, people. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, dinner with a senator. Who knows? We will party again. We will party in person. You know what? When we do, I'm going to be there with you. But until then, until next Sunday at more 8 than ish, know that you, but most importantly you, yes, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. I will see you next week. All right, I love that kitty that you used to be his bank teller. That's awesome. I will see you next week, and I'll let you know how the dinner goes. Have a great one, everybody.